Hi everyone. Today I just picked up a used Rolex Yachtmaster 40mm reference 116622, and this is a pre-owned one, and it's from year 2017. I actually have been eyeing this watch for a while now. I kind of like what I see in the pictures, and I think it's not so common. It's not too mainstream. I mean, if we talk about the Submariner, we talk about the date chassis, it's everywhere. But this model, it's not as common. So I've always been someone who's after something that is not too mainstream, and yeah, that's how I end up with this. So I got this from a local reseller here back here in Malaysia, and let's go ahead and have a look. So this is the Rolex Yachtmaster 40, right? So the usual tags, green tag. Let's go straight to the watch. Alright, first impression when I took this watch out is that it is very beautiful. I would say it looks way better in person than what you see in the pictures, because it's actually, how should I say, it gives the kind of very luxurious, very high-end watch kind of feeling. I don't know how to put it in words, but maybe because it's shining, it's glittering. Basically, I would just say it's a very beautiful watch, right? Look at it. Okay, so the one I got here, this 116622, the one I got here is the blue Sunburst dial. It actually comes with the older one, it's a platinum dial, and the latest one they came up with the dark rhodium dial. So this is the, I guess by far this is the most popular version or most popular color that I've seen on the internet so far. Sunburst Blue. It is very beautiful. I really love how Rolex dials. And let me give it some light, and then you can have a look at how the dial catches light. Looks really stunning. You know, at certain angles it almost looks like it's black, and at certain angles it's just a bright blue. So it's really very interesting. Okay. So this is a 40mm watch, same as the Submariners, the GMTs, and thickness is about 12mm. It's not too thick. I mean, if you ask me, it is very thin if I compare it to what I'm wearing now. This is the Omega Seamaster, and this Omega sits about 17mm in thickness. So yeah, this is a pretty sleek watch, I would say. Okay, so what's so unique about this watch? To me, it's unique because it has what Rolex calls the Rolesium, and Rolesium is actually a combination of precious metal and Rolex's oyster steel, which is the 904L stainless steel. So basically the whole bezel is a solid piece of platinum, and it sits on the 904L stainless steel case. While you can't really see the difference in color or the difference in material between the bezel and the case, when you look at it in person, it's actually very interesting. The platinum sort of have a little, maybe a very slight yellow hue to it, and the 904L is just purely steel. It's very white, I would say. It's not exactly white, but well, you get what I mean. So yeah, so the combination of this polished surface and the sandblasted surface including the bracelet, which is semi-polished and brushed. I mean, it's a combination of polished links and brushed links. Even the side here is highly polished. It makes this whole watch very shiny. It glitters. It literally glitters out of the box. It catches light really well. So I would say it's very eye-catchy if you're into this kind of thing. If you're into eye-catchy watches, so this will be a watch for you. Of course, it's not as blingy as the Rolex Datejust with the fluted bezel. This is on a different level, but I would say that the Yachtmaster has a more subdued glitter to it, subdued bling factor, I would say. Right? Let's have a look. So you can see. The red color second hands really stands out against the Sunburst Blue dial. Not to be confused, this is the Yachtmaster 116622. There is since a new model now, the 126622, which has the latest Rolex 3235 movement. The one that I have with me is the 116622 that still has the 3135 movement. So the Yachtmaster bezel is a little bit different from the Submariner. It is actually bi-directional and it's really silent. You can feel the clicks as you turn, but it just doesn't sound as crisp as the Submariners. Okay, so this Yachtmaster, although it looks like a diver's watch, I mean the design is pretty similar to the Rolex Submariner, but I believe it was never intended to be a dive watch. I mean, looking at the water resistance of 100 meter versus 300 meters on the Submariner, I mean 100 meters is quite capable, just that we won't be able to dive with it. But anyways, who actually dives with the Rolex, right? So let's do a wrist shot so you guys. Just beautiful. So it actually sits on the wrist, slightly smaller than the Submariner. I have a Hulk and I've compared it both side by side. It actually sits a little bit smaller, right? Maybe, although both of them are 40 millimeters, but maybe let me just do a quick comparison so that you guys can see how it compares to the Submariner Hulk. So for your information, I have a 17.5 centimeters wrist. So this is how the Submariner looks like, and this is how the Yachtmaster looks like. Not too big a difference, but you definitely can feel it when it's on your wrist. It's just ever so slightly smaller. So the reason why the Yachtmaster will wear a little bit smaller than the Submariner, it's because of the case profile. If we have a closer look, if you pay attention to this part, the lug, the case where it meets the bracelet, you can clearly see that the profile on the Yachtmaster is this part here. It's actually smaller, slimmer if we compare it to the Submariner. As well as the crown guard, it's less chunky than what's on the Submariner. This contributes to the overall heft of the watch. And in terms of thickness, I haven't actually measured it, but you can see that the Yachtmaster is more rounded, more sleek, whereas the Submariner is flat and chunky. So definitely makes it look bigger on the wrist. So if you are into smaller, more discreet watch, I think the Yachtmaster will be the one for you. Okay. So let's just have a quick look. Very nicely polished. I'm quite impressed for a used piece. This is actually in quite good condition. Slight scratches on the clasp, which, well, can't be avoided considering that this is a polished, highly polished centerpiece here. And yeah, the good thing about, although I mean despite this polished surface being a scratch magnet, the good thing is that you can at least polish it off maybe with a caught polishing cloth, or it can easily be fixed. But if it's all brush like the bracelet on the Submariner, you will have a pretty hard time restoring that a scratched brush link, mainly because, well, of course you can restore it, but it will not be as beautiful as the brushing finish that came from the factory. Whereas for a polished finish, if you do a good job polishing it, it will look like new. Alright, so last but not least, what would be your pick? Would you go for the Rolex Yachtmaster, or would you go for the Submariner Hawk, or any Submariner for that matter? Let me know in the comments. But for me, I definitely like the Yachtmaster more. Alright, thank you very much for watching.